Hello everyone and welcome to this week's episode of Philosophy and Contemporary Issues. I'm your host Chu Shen Kai. Today we are diving deep a phenomenon that shapes the daily life, wallet and identities of millions of young globally. Fandom culture. Is it a harmless source of personal fulfillment or does it blind us from reality? To kick off our investigation, let's look at a quick street interview. Excuse me, are you a dedicated fan of any celebrity or fictional universe?
Oh, absolutely. I'm a massive fan of The Weekend. I spend at least 3 or 4 hours a day, every single day, streaming their music, buying their physical merchandise, and defending them from the anti-fans on the social media. Honestly, without them, my life would incredibly look empty and completely meaningless.
Thank you. Figures just say it actually shared by millions of people out there. I mean, fandom nowadays is not longer just simple admiration. It has turned into a real deep search for belonging. So today, our group want to answer several critical research questions. First, does chasing an idol give us true fulfillment, or it is just a way to escape reality? Second, when does loving an idol cross the line and become modern day worship? And lastly, how do we morally judge people who blindly follow flawed celebrities? Well, we have invited our team expert today to break all of this down for you. Let's welcome them. Let's start with our first question. Can esteemed fan Novation offer gurney fulfillment? Let's connect with our first expert, Dr. Shen Fei, representing extensionism.
Alright, thank you. From an existentialist perspective, particularly looking through the lenses of Jean-Paul Sartre and Albert Camus, human beings are contractually thrown into an inherently absurd and meaningless world. We experience existential anxiety, therefore, fandom culture can actually serve as powerful tool for individuals to actively contract their own meaning and belonging. When exercising their freedom to choose an identity and combat loneliness. However, there is a dangerous thin line. If a fan completely replaces their own life, responsibility are true self with the identity of the idol. These fall into what Sartre called bad faith. They are deceiving themselves by escaping the freedom and anxiety for reality. Therefore, fandom offers genuine fulfillment only if the fan remains the author of their own, rather than living purely toward the perceive of celebrity. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Shen Fei, sharing. Fascinating. But what happened when this admiration becomes so intense that fans defend their idol like? Let's talk to our teacher, this expert, Dr. Ashmir.
等下，你喝啥水？你拉跟着了。
Where the line from between meaningful admiration and blind loyalty, we must turn to Aristotle's virtue ethics and the concept of the golden mean. Aristotle argued that virtue is always a balance between two extremes, deficiency and excess. Healthy admiration is a virtue. It acts as a moral guide where we look up to an idol as a role model to develop our own virtues, such as diligence, kindness, or artistic excellence. However, we find devotion evolves into modern day worship. It crosses into the vice of excess. This creates blind loyalty, where fans completely abandon their rational wisdom. They justify unethical behaviors, cyberbully critics, and treat a flawed human being as a flawless deity. True virtue requires us to maintain critical thinking and admire the talent without worshipping the person.
Thank you for sharing, expert Dr. Ashwin. Thank you. This brings us to a highly controversial contemporary issue: cancel culture and flow public figures. When an idol severely misbehaves or breaks the law, can their work still inspire audience? Let's hear our deontology expert, Dr. Jack.
Okay, thank you. When assessing the ethical concerns surrounding flawed public figures, Immanuel Kant's deontology provides a rigid, uncompromising framework to state that actions are inherently right or wrong, regardless of the consequence, and we have moral duties. Public figures possess immense social influence, which means they are a strict auxiliary duty to act as ethical example for society. From a Kantian viewpoint, if an idol commits a major ethical violation, such as wrong, assault, or discrimination, the action from figures possess immense social influence. Public figures possess immense social influence, which means they have a strict auxiliary duty to act as ethical example for society. From a Kantian viewpoint, if an idol commits a major ethical violation, such as wrong, assault, or discrimination, the action fills the category imperative. We cannot separate the artists to continue buying their work. Streaming their content or funding their platform means we are treating their unethical behavior as acceptable. It treats the audience merely as a means to generate profit for a wrongdoer, which violated basic moral duties. Thus, deontology demands strict accountability.
Thank you for Dr. Jack sharing.
Welcome.
We must evaluate the collective consequences of random actions. Let's cross over to our expert, Dr. Jared, specializing in utilitarianism.
Hello, utilitarianism, founded by Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill, focus on the greatest happiness principle. An action is morally right if it maximizes overall happiness and minimizes overall pain for the greatest number of people. If we analyze fandom through this lens, it has a few impacts. On one hand, fandom can generate massive positive utility. For example, BTS fans have raised millions of dollars for global charity and environment sustainability. This creates immense social well-being. On the other hand, the toxic side of fandom, such as toxic cyber warfare, very malicious dramas, causing emotional trauma to others, create massive collective suffering. When the pain inflicted on society outweighs When the pain inflicted on society outweighs When the pain inflicted on social outweighs the temporary joy a fan gets from winning a toxic internet argument. Utilitarianism declares that specific fans' behavior to be fundamentally unique. Fandom only a force for good when its collective action benefits society as a whole.
Okay, thank you, Expert Dr. Jared sharing. Okay, thank you, Dr. Jared. To add another layer to social impact, let's bring in minor expert Dr. Yang Kai to look at fandom through communitarianism.
Thank you. While individual fans chase personal fulfillment, communitarianism reminds us the that individuals are deeply embedded in their social communities. A healthy community requires its members to contribute to the common good, social harmony, and mutual respect. Unfortunately, a toxic fandom culture often constructs an insolent, hyper-individualistic echo chamber. When fans put their loyalty to an idol above their civic duties, such as attacking citizens online, breaking airport safety rules during arrivals, or disrupting public resources, they are damaging the social fabric of the real-world communities. Therefore, from a communitarian perspective, true fulfillment can never be achieved by isolating oneself into a toxic fandom. Meaningful admirations must always align with our broader responsibility to the social we live in.
Thank you to all experts. In conclusion, we can see that fandom culture is a big part of our modern life. As experts share, changing idol can give us a sense of meaning, but at the same time, we must always stay smart, follow moral rules, and respect our society. We must remember that while idols can inspire us, we are the true boss of our own life. Thank you for watching Philosophy and Contemporary Issues. See you next time.